What you're seeing are the new Italian-made ground drones just unveiled by IDV, and I'll tell you more about them in a moment. First, follow me in a line of reasoning that I think is very important. So how many times have you heard phrases like, tanks are a waste of money? Actually, even more than that, anything that's not a drone these days isn't worth building. Now, loitering drones and FPVs have changed modern conflicts and crises. Without a doubt, we see it in the war in Ukraine and especially in the last Gulf War, where Iran, in fact, has the upper hand, thanks to the use of drones and ballistic missiles, as well as geographic conditions that somehow help Iran in this crisis. So yes, definitely. Investing in defense, and specifically in drones and defensive systems, whether soft kill or hard kill to defend against them, is one of the priorities. For a country like Italy, which uses maritime routes that, as we've seen in recent years, can be closed with 4 drones and a bit of glue by whichever country or organization is involved. But as of today, the human being, the soldier, is still a cornerstone in crises and military operations. And that man or woman is made of flesh, doesn't have armor, plating, a cope cage, or an integrated APS system, at least for now. So he needs to be transported and protected from point A to point B and supported during operations precisely by those vehicles like tanks and infantry fighting vehicles that integrate such defenses. In recent years, however, we are starting to see more and more vehicles capable of partially taking over the roles performed by human personnel, and this is where I tell you about the Italian innovations presented at Eurosatory. IDV has been developing vehicles for some time now that will partly replace crewed vehicles and some roles currently performed by human personnel, which, as you can understand for yourselves, will result in fewer human lives lost in the event of a crisis. A vehicle that doesn't have to worry about ensuring the survival of the crew, since there is no crew, is more expendable and often more cost-effective compared to an MBT or an IFV. There are 3 vehicles presented by IDV, actually 2. The UGVs, unmanned ground vehicles presented by the company, are exactly in the direction I was talking about. The Viking, for example, you already know it if you follow the channel. And we can say that it's a platform that has been presented in 2 configurations. That's why I said 3, but it's actually 2. As the company writes, the Viking has received several technical updates that have further expanded its capabilities, and it has been presented in 2 configurations. The Viking is a 6x6 multi-role vehicle now with greater range. To give you a number, the range in fully electric mode has increased up to 30 kilometers. The IANAS D optical electric system installed on a telescopic mast offers greater situational awareness, keeping the vehicle concealed while the sensors monitor the area. The first configuration shown for the Viking is equipped with a Leonardo heat roll turret, which also takes on anti-drone tasks thanks to the Blaze 30 cannon. With smart fuses, suitable for ammunition, capable of creating a cloud of fragments that floods an area at a calculated distance to hit 1 or more drones at different altitudes. Some of you have already written to me about this in the past. Yes, it does remind me a bit of an old duck hunting method where you shoot at the flock using a single round that then fragments. Only instead of ducks, you're shooting at drones. Poor ducks. The second configuration, on the other hand, is the most interesting one. It's a precision missile system by MBDA, launched from the ground, designed to counter armored vehicles. It carries 3 missiles intended to engage high-value targets and offers fire and forget capability that has already been proven in combat. Installed on the Viking, the system allows for long-duration missions in the operational area, high stealth, and the ability to carry out surgical strikes or missile salvos, keeping operators away from the most dangerous areas. In fact, there is no need for a team to go out and perform this task. To operate with an anti-vehicle or anti-tank armed vehicle, exposing themselves to all the risks you can imagine. Instead, there is an autonomous system. The big innovation, however, is the vehicle between the 2 Vikings, the CL2X Hybrid and Crew Light Tank, a tracked platform, in this case not wheeled, that will serve as a node during operations between drones and human personnel, similar to what we see with loyal wingman drones being developed in military aviation. The use of rubber tracks and electric propulsion allows part of the missions to be carried out in silent mode, reducing the acoustic signature and the risk of detection. The platform weighs 16 tons and can carry up to 5 tons of payload with a range of 500 kilometers, with 30 of those in silent mode, and with a maximum speed that the platform can reach of 70 kilometers per hour. In the configuration brought to Eurosatory, the vehicle can operate as a companion to a tank, providing fire support. Thanks in this case to the Leonardo Heat Fist turret, a medium 30mm turret armed with the Leonardo X-Gun 30 cannon, also with anti-drone capability and ammunition. Since it was designed as a platform and unmanned dedicated vehicle, the CL-2X can be configured for ISTAR missions, artillery support, and numerous other operational roles. As mentioned at the beginning of the video and several times throughout, it offers a solution without relying on human personnel. The integration of MACE and Atlas technologies developed by the company IDW, together with the automation of the turret, will allow the vehicle to offer increasingly advanced, fully unmanned operational capabilities, and the entire family is designed to maximize commonality between parts and to meet different needs, primarily logistical ones. That said, that's all for today. I invite you to share this video because I always see the same comments under different videos where tanks are discussed. Don't you understand the importance of providing a solution to the men and women who are on the battlefield? And unfortunately, at this moment when states are coming to blows, there is a need to offer such solutions. It should also be said that, as we've already told you in the past, for example looking at Italy with Fincantieri, there are humanoid systems, in this case, that therefore have human features, which are being adopted, for example, in shipbuilding for certain functions. It is very likely that for certain roles, human soldiers will eventually be replaced by these very robots. But we're not talking about tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But in any case, we also need to put this on the table, hoping that we will see fewer and fewer new conflicts between countries. Let me know what you think. See you soon here on Gens Italia. Share, leave a like, you know what to do. Bye.